town of Harlands Creek, Kansas. That was the name on the sign at the edge of town. Harlands Creek. Cole read it twice from horseback. Then he looked at the town. Then he looked at the sign again. Someone had named a town after him. He didn't know whether to be flattered or afraid. He rode in slowly. The street was wide and flat and mostly empty. Mid-morning, sun already hard and white. A few men on the boardwalk, doors half open. The kind of quiet that isn't peaceful. The kind that means something already happened and the town hasn't finished deciding how to feel about it. Then he saw the coffin maker's shop. 3 pine boxes stacked outside, fresh cut. The smell of new wood and sawdust still in the air. And beside them, a boy, maybe 16, struggling to load one onto a flatbed cart, rope in his hands, the box too heavy. His face red with effort and something else. Something that wasn't exertion. Cole dismounted, tied his black horse, walked over without being asked. He picked up one end of the first coffin. "Where?" Cole said. The boy looked up. "Boot Hill, North End." They loaded all 3 in silence. Cole picked up the rope and started pulling. The boy walked beside him. "Who are these for?" Cole asked. The boy was quiet a moment. "3 men," the boy said. "Killed 2 nights ago." "By who?" "Cole Harlan," the boy said. Cole stopped pulling. He looked at the boy. "That's what people say," the boy said carefully. "Man came through. Said that was his name. Said anyone who didn't clear the Dennison claim would answer to him." A pause. 3 men didn't clear out. Cole started pulling again. Slow, steady. What did this man look like? Tall, wore a poncho, dark pattern, talked quiet. Horse? Gray, white blaze. Cole pulled the cart around the corner onto the main street. 3 men were standing in the middle of the road, looking at the coffins, then at Cole. The one in the middle spoke first. "Where do you think you're taking those?" Cole stopped. "Boot Hill." "Those coffins belong to us," the man said. "We paid for them. Nobody said you could touch them." Cole looked at the 3 men, then at the coffins, then back. "Then come help me pull," Cole said. Nobody moved. "Who are you?" the man asked. Cole looked at him steadily. "I'm the man whose name got those 3 people killed," Cole said. "So the least I can do is make sure they get buried right." The street went quiet. One of the men behind reached for his gun. Cole's hand moved first, not to draw, to hold up, open palm, slow, visible. "Not here," Cole said. "Not in front of the boy." The man stopped. Something in Cole's voice wasn't a request. The 3 men stepped aside. Cole pulled the cart forward. The coffins moved down the street, wheels cutting lines in the dust. The boy walked beside him and said nothing. His real name was Dylan Marsh, 34 years old, Arkansas born. He had been many things: ranch hand, card dealer, hired gun. None of it had gone particularly well. He was good enough with a revolver to be dangerous and not good enough to be legendary. The most frustrating position a man in 1886 could occupy. But Dylan had seen something most men missed. A legend doesn't have to be true to be useful. He'd spent 6 months studying Cole Harlan, reading the accounts, talking to people in the towns Cole had passed through, learning the legend from the outside in, how the man moved, how he spoke, what he did and what he refused to do, building a performance detailed enough to fool people who'd never seen the real thing. He'd even found a poncho with a similar pattern, gray horse with a white blaze to complete the picture, close enough at a distance, close enough in a dim saloon. 3 towns in Kansas, always the same pattern. Arrive, say the name, let the name do the work. The Dennison land claim in Harlands Creek was supposed to be simple. 3 homesteaders needed removing. Dylan had been hired to persuade them. The persuasion had gone further than the Dennisons intended. 3 men dead. Cole Harlan's name on every set of lips in town. What Dylan didn't know was that 9 days ago, in Rockwall, Texas, a letter had arrived from Marshal Thomas Hale. Reports of a man identifying himself as Cole Harlan, 3 counts of murder, Harlands Creek, Kansas. Thought you should know before the federal warrant catches up to you. Cole had read it twice, folded it, saddled his horse, and ridden north. Cole found the boy at Boot Hill after the burial. He was sitting on the ground beside the freshest of the 3 mounds. Not crying, just sitting. The way people sit when they've run out of things to do, and the only thing left is to be near something. Cole sat down a few feet away, didn't speak. After a while, the boy said, "He was my father." Cole looked at the mound. Simple cross, fresh dirt. A man who'd been alive 4 days ago. "What was his name?" Cole asked. "Robert," the boy said. "Robert Gaines." "What kind of man was he?" The boy thought about it. "Stubborn," he said. "He didn't like being told what to do, especially by people who thought they owned everything." A pause. "That's why he didn't leave when they told him to." "That's not a flaw," Cole said. "It got him killed." "Someone else's decision got him killed," Cole said. "Don't mix those up. It matters which one you carry." The boy looked at him, really looked, taking in the face, the poncho, the black horse tied at the bottom of the hill. "You're him," the boy said. "The real one." "Yes." "You came because of what he did with your name." "Yes." The boy was quiet for a moment. "Are you going to kill him?" Cole looked at the grave. "I'm going to find him," he said. "What happens after depends on him." "My father deserves better than depends," the boy said. Not angry, just honest. Cole looked at him. "Yes," he said. "He does." He stood, looked down at the boy still sitting in the dirt beside his father's grave. "What's your name?" "James." "James." Cole put on his hat. "Stay in this town. Don't follow me. Whatever you hear happened in Ellsworth, don't come north." "Why?" "Because you're 16 and your mother still has one of you left," Cole said. "Don't make her bury 2. He walked back down the hill to his horse. Behind him, James sat beside his father's grave and watched Cole Harlan ride north. Cole found Dylan Marsh in the first saloon he checked. Of course he did. Men like Dylan always chose the most visible table. Visibility was part of the performance. Being seen, being recognized, letting the name do its slow work on a room before anything needed to happen. Dylan saw Cole coming across the saloon floor and knew immediately. He'd studied Cole Harlan for 6 months. He knew the face. He knew the walk. He knew the way the room changed when Cole entered it. A thing Dylan had tried to replicate and never quite managed. Cole sat down across from him. They looked at each other. "You know who I am," Cole said. "Yes," Dylan said. 3 people are dead in Harlands Creek with my name on them. That wasn't supposed to happen the way it did. But it happened." Dylan looked at the table. "Yes." "The boy's name is James," Cole said. "His father's name was Robert Gaines. Robert didn't leave because he didn't like being told what to do by people who thought land was something you could just take." Cole leaned forward. "You used my name to tell him, and he died for it." Dylan said nothing. "Who hired you?" Cole asked. "Dennison family." "Who hired the Dennisons?" Dylan looked up. "You already know that answer." "Say it." "Edmund Cross," Dylan said quietly. "Through a lawyer in Topeka. Land-holding company in Chicago between them to keep it clean." Cole sat with that. The same name. Texas to Kansas. The same machine, different state, different faces in front of it. "You're going to write all of it down," Cole said. "The lawyer, the company, the money. Every job. And you're going to send it to Marshal Hale in Dallas. And if I do, then what happens to you happens in a courtroom, Cole said. In front of a judge, with your account on record. Dillon studied him. That's a better offer than I expected. It's not an offer, Cole said. It's the only path that ends with Cross answering for what he built. You're the thread. Without your testimony, he walks. Dillon was quiet for a long moment. Then something shifted in his expression. Not remorse. Something colder. Calculation. There's a problem, Dillon said. What? The Dennison men, Dillon said. The three from the road this morning. Voss and his boys. He glanced toward the saloon door. They followed you here. Cole didn't turn around. How many? Cole said. 6, Dillon said. They came in 2 minutes after you. They're at the bar. They're here for you or me? Both, Dillon said. You're a witness. I'm a loose end. Cole sat very still. Dennison doesn't want the testimony reaching Dallas, Dillon said. That's why Voss followed. Not to fight you, to make sure this conversation never happened. The saloon had gone that particular quiet, the kind where everyone has noticed something and decided that the far wall is suddenly very interesting. Cole stood up slowly. Stay at this table, he said to Dillon. He turned around. 6 men at the bar, Voss in the middle. The same controlled expression from the road that morning. Not hostile, just inevitable. The look of a man who'd already decided and was waiting for the moment to catch up. I told you this morning, Cole said. Not in front of the boy. The boy's not here, Voss said. No, Cole said. He's not. Voss's hand moved. Cole's moved first. The first shot crossed the saloon in the space between one heartbeat and the next. Voss went backward into the bar, hit it hard, stayed standing. The shot had caught his shoulder, not his chest. He was still holding his gun. Cole was already moving left. The second man fired where Cole had been standing. The shot hit the post behind the empty space. Cole fired twice from the new position. The second man went down. The third and fourth were moving apart, trying to split the angle, force Cole to choose. It was a smart move. The move of men who'd done this before. Cole didn't choose between them. He flipped the table between them. The crash gave him 2 seconds. He used one to move and one to fire. The third man caught the bullet in the leg and dropped. The fourth got his shot off before Cole could reach him. The bullet hit Cole in the side, not deep. Not the way the Texas wound had been deep, but real. The kind of real that changes the arithmetic of a fight immediately. The body tightens, the breath shortens, the margin for error gets smaller. Cole fired through the pain. The fourth man fell. 5 and 6 were running for the door. Cole let them go. He stood in the middle of the saloon, breathing carefully, one hand pressed to his side. The room was smoke and broken glass, and 3 men down, and Voss still against the bar with his shoulder destroyed, gun finally on the floor. Cole walked to Voss, stood in front of him. Voss looked up. His face was gray. You're hit, he said. Yes, Cole said. How bad? Bad enough. Cole looked at him steadily. The men who ran are going back to the Dennison family. Tell me where that is. Why would I tell you that? Because you're going to bleed out in the next 20 minutes if someone doesn't help you, Cole said. And the only person in this room inclined to help you is me. Voss breathed, looked at his shoulder, looked at Cole. He told him. Behind Cole, Dillon Marsh had not stayed at the table. He'd watched the fight from the corner. He'd watched Cole take the bullet. He'd watched Cole walk to Voss. And Dillon understood something in that moment that he hadn't understood in 6 months of study. The real Cole Harlan didn't do this because he was fast. He did it because he was willing to absorb the cost and keep moving. The bullet in his side and the steady voice and the next question already asked. That was the difference. Not the draw, not the accuracy. The willingness to keep going after it already hurt. Dylan had never had that, not once in his life. He pulled out the paper Cole had given him, the marshal's address. He looked at it. Then he went to find a pen. Cole rode south the next morning, slower than he'd ridden north. The wound pulled with every movement of the horse. He'd had it cleaned and wrapped by the Ellsworth doctor at midnight. The bullet had gone through clean, no organ damage. The kind of wound that healed if you didn't do anything stupid for 2 weeks. Cole's history with not doing anything stupid for 2 weeks was poor. He stopped at Harland's Creek on the way through. James was at the edge of the road when Cole rode in. As if he'd been waiting, as if some part of him had known Cole would come back through. He saw the way Cole was sitting the horse, the stiffness, the careful breathing. "You're hurt," James said. "I'm fine." "That's not the same as not hurt." Cole almost smiled. "No, it's not." He dismounted slowly, stood in front of the boy. "Dylan Marsh is in federal custody," Cole said. "He'll testify to who gave the orders. The men who followed me to Ellsworth, 2 of them are dead. 1 won't shoot again, 2 ran." He paused. "It won't bring your father back, but the man who sent Dylan here will answer for it. Eventually." James looked at him. "Eventually." "Legal things move slow," Cole said. "That's not the same as not moving." "Did you kill him, Dylan Marsh?" "No." James was quiet. Cole could see him deciding how he felt about that. 16 years old with his father 3 days in the ground. The answer he wanted and the answer he got were different answers. "Why not?" James asked. "Because dead men can't testify," Cole said. "And testimony reaches further than a bullet." "Does it feel that way?" James said. "When you're standing there?" Cole looked at the boy. Honest question, deserved an honest answer. "No," Cole said. "It doesn't. It feels like the wrong choice every time. And then later, sometimes much later, it turns out to be the right one." James nodded slowly, not satisfied, but older than he'd been a minute ago. "The sign," Cole said, looking up the street at Harland's Creek. "Your father chose to stay here because of that sign?" "Partly," James said. "He said a town with that name deserved people willing to defend it." Cole looked at the sign for a long moment. "He was right," Cole said. He mounted his horse. Carefully, the wound announced itself. "Cole," James said. Cole looked down. "The man who comes after you," James said. "The one above Dylan, above the Dennisons." He met Cole's eyes. "He's still out there." "I know." "Are you going to find him?" Cole looked north, then south, at the long road going both directions toward things he hadn't finished yet. "Someone has to," Cole said. He rode south. James stood at the edge of the road and watched him go. Then he went inside and started learning to shoot. The letter from Marshal Hale arrived on a Tuesday. Cole read it at the kitchen table. Anna across from him, reading over his shoulder the way she always did. Dylan Marsh's testimony had reached Dallas intact. The lawyer in Topeka had been arrested. The land holding company in Chicago was under federal investigation. 3 separate states, 1 connected operation, all of it threading back toward a name in Washington that was not yet in any newspaper. Edmund Cross had resigned his position the day the Chicago investigators arrived. He had not been arrested. Anna read that line twice. "He walked," she said. "He ran," Cole said. "There's a difference. Running means the testimony found him. Running means he knows it's coming." "It's not enough." "No," Cole said. "It's not." He folded the letter. Outside, Jacob was on the porch. The cedar trees were moving. The land was whole and theirs and quiet in the way that land gets quiet after something violent has passed through it and not come back yet.
He'll rebuild,
Anna said. Cross. He'll find new lawyers, new fronts, new names to use. Yes, Cole said. So this doesn't end? Not yet. Anna looked at him. You're going back north. Cole looked at the folded letter, at the table, at the window and the cedar trees beyond it. There's a boy in Kansas, Cole said. 16 years old. Father buried 3 days when I got there. He helped me pull his father's coffin to Boot Hill without saying a word about who was inside. He paused. I told him to stay in that town. I told him whatever happens next, don't follow. But Cross is still free, Cole said. And that town has my name on a sign. And that boy has a reason. Anna was quiet. I told you once, Cole said. I came home to rest. I remember. I'm rested, Cole said. Anna looked at him for a long moment. Then she stood up, started clearing the table. Take enough food for 2 weeks, she said. And don't come back with another bullet in you. I'll try. Try harder than last time. That evening, Cole sat with his father on the porch. The stars were out. The same stars they'd always been. Cross, Jacob said. He'd been told the shape of it, not all the details. The shape. Still free, Cole said. You think the law reaches him eventually? I think Dylan Marsh's testimony is a thread, Cole said. And threads, if you pull them long enough and hard enough, unravel things. And if the law isn't enough? Cole looked at the dark road going north. Then someone has to be, he said. Jacob rocked slowly. The cedar trees moved. The land was quiet. You know what the difference is, Jacob said after a while, between a man and a legend? Cole waited. A man chooses when to come home, Jacob said. A legend never gets to. Cole sat with that. Then he stood, put his hand on his father's shoulder for a moment. Just a moment. I'll be back, Cole said. I know, Jacob said. That's not what worries me. What worries you? Jacob looked at the road. What it cost you to keep coming back. Cole picked up his hat, his saddlebag, walked to his horse. He rode out of Rockwall at first light, north, toward a man who was still free, toward a town with his name on a sign, toward a boy who was already learning to shoot, and toward whatever waited on the road ahead that he hadn't been told about yet. Because there was always something. There always was. Cole took a bullet in Ellsworth. Cross is still free. A 16-year-old boy is learning to shoot in a town called Harland's Creek. Comment below. One word. What comes next? Because episode 8 is already written. And Edmund Cross is about to find out what happens when a legend stops being patient. Subscribe. You know what happens to people who miss the next one. Tell me where you're listening from tonight. Cole's name is in Kansas. Where does it reach next? See you on the next road.